What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I hope you like this video. This is going to be your Real Housewives of Miami reunion, part 1, season 3 reunion, part 1. So, a couple of things. First of all, who did the makeup for the? Some people makeup was okay, and I'm gonna let that go. Cause y'all know I don't get on here and make a lot of personal attacks about nobody, so it's not a personal attack. But whoever the fuck was on this glam squad, they messed up some of these people. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. Moving on. The other thing that came out was Prima Donna did say that Jocelyn did not show up for any scenes after that scene with where she had the pig delivered. And I told y'all, I was like, it didn't make sense that they would hype this whole thing up with Jocelyn, and then Jocelyn wouldn't be on. And then, like I said, it took away Prima Donna's damn storyline. So for whatever the reason is, they didn't get into more detail. She wasn't at the reunion, and they didn't really get into the detail as to why she was not there, or why she stopped filming. But whatever, y'all know how Jocelyn do. So we start off with Amara and MJ. Look, I'm not gonna drag this out. At the end of the day, Amara said they still trying to figure it out, but MJ is living at her house with her. And when they asked MJ why he living there, he ain't never really give no definitive answer. But what his sister said was, he needs to roll out. He needs to let it go, and he needs to roll out. And she wasn't even coming for Amara. She said, Amara, it's okay. Like, if this is not what you want, and this is not who you want to be with, it's okay. But be honest about the situation. Everybody needs to be honest with everybody else, and we need to move on. And she kept, now the only thing I was having a problem with Shay was that she kept talking over him and wouldn't let him really talk. But other than that, I wasn't mad at her because she wasn't wrong with what she was saying. Like, look, Amara, if you don't want to be with him no more, let him go. But MJ, you need to leave too, because why you living up in this woman's house? Like, if y'all not together, what you there for? And they had my boy Kendall again. Let me tell you something. VH1, y'all have struck gold with Kendall in that back room at the reunion. He is gold. He is hilarious. Okay, so Amada, you playing games too, because either you want to be with this man or you don't. If you don't want to be with him, he ain't gonna be homeless. He can sleep on Shay's couch for real. So he ain't gonna be homeless. But at the end of the day, you playing games because you got one foot in and one foot out. And because he wants to be with you, whether people believe whether he love you or not, or he just trying to get the come up, he ain't gonna leave because you letting him hang around. And that's what that boils down to. So then they got into the Amada Prima Donna situation. And again, I really feel like they created that storyline, or they made that storyline bigger than what it was, because Prima Donna didn't have a storyline after the whole Jocelyn situation. At the end of the day, what it boiled down to was they tried to bring up the whole Julian thing. Now, what I thought I heard Prima Donna say was she was going off of what she heard Julian and them talking about at the beginning. Remember at the beginning of the season where they had the conversation, MJ had the conversation with Julian. So you don't have any inside information or no inside tip. You going off of the fact that you heard the fact that Julian climbed up in bed with Amada, and you just don't believe that ain't nothing go down. You ain't got no inside information. At the end of the day, I don't think nothing went down between Amada and Julian, because if it had, I really feel like this would be a whole different storyline. Child. Anyway, I don't think that's how it went down. Then the Julian situation came up. Now, we got a little bit more info and a little bit more details on the whole Julian, Trina, Amada. We even find out now that he done dog Trick Daddy out. But what we find out is that everything was supposed to be done under Trina Rockstar's label. She said the fact that Julian had paperwork that was in his label's name is irrelevant because none of it was supposed to be in his name. That everything was supposed to be her deal under her Trina Rockstar label. So she said that already was a double cross because that wasn't how the deal was supposed to go. Then he put it in his label's name, but he still wasn't paying people, and it was coming back to Trina. Then she said that somehow or another he done signed Amada to her label without her knowing about it. So now she owe Amada money. And what he was saying was, well, I was just trying to make sure the album came out. I put my own money into it. And if I hadn't done the paperwork that way, her album would have never happened and the project would have never happened. I don't know, Julian. It sounds like a whole lot of double talk, side talk, up talk. Because once I got more information and I found out what Trina was saying, now I understand why Trina was saying he stole my money and it was off of my back, that he was using my name and it would have never happened if they hadn't. Da, 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 da. Now I understand a little bit more why Trina was saying that. Um, and then Trick got into it, and Trick was basically Trick talking about something. He gonna fight Julian. What he said was that Julian has been producing mixtapes using samples from other artists' music and not paying those artists, but been putting it on their music and selling. He said that he been selling Trick music overseas and not giving Trick none of the money. He said, but then he's not clearing the samples, and so those people are coming after Trick. I said, it sounds like it's a whole lot of side dealing, double dealing, uptown dealing. You know, Julie, you sound like you a real, Barry Gordy, Puff Daddy wannabe. I don't know. You need to go take a class for them and find out how they did it, because I'm just saying. Then they had the whole Tip drill prima donna situation. That wasn't no big deal. Tip just said that she felt like prima donna left her hanging, and prima donna said, I was chasing the money, but I made sure she was good. Like when she got hurt, I was in the hospital, I supported her, but I didn't roll out until after she had fully recovered. We talked about it, we cool. Okay, cool. Then y'all know who was getting on my nerves this whole reunion? Bobby Lights was getting on my nerves this whole reunion. You didn't have no storyline. You didn't have no purpose for being on this show this season. So all you could do was put your 2 cents into everybody else's conversation. And you were annoying the fuck out of me because you didn't have no reason to be in the story. Period. So, what happened after that? Okay, I guess we'll talk about the whole... I'm sorry, y'all. I was trying to save the whole situation with Trina for last, but I guess we'll go on and get into the whole Trick and Trina. And when I tell y'all that prima donna laid Jocelyn Hernandez ass out, when I say she went off, all the way off, all the way off, all the way off, it didn't after all of that, she gonna say, well, she ain't here to defend herself, so I don't have nothing else to say. You ain't gotta say nothing else. You just spent the last 10 minutes calling her all kinds of how to, whatever, blah, 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 blah. She gave it to Jocelyn Hernandez, and child, I'm sure Jocelyn is probably on her Instagram right now addressing it. So then we have the Santana, the Saucy Santana situation with Tip Drill. And basically, listen. What Tip Drill was saying was that Saucy was in the club disrespecting people, and that he shouldn't pinpoint the fact that this was a hate crime. This could be just him being disrespectful in the club crime. And what Santana was saying was, I go to that club all the time. Everybody in that club know me. I performed at that club. It was a new security guard there, and he was showing off. But what Tip was saying was, okay, yeah, but you still came for that security guard. You were disrespectful to that security guard, and you were disrespectful to the people in the club. And she was saying, it wasn't, so all I'm saying was that doesn't mean it was an LGBTQIA situation. It was just you being disrespectful and disruptive. You was twerking or whatever, and the guy told you, look, this is a gentleman's club. We don't do that here. And here where Bobby gonna put his 2 cents in talking about something. But if it was a woman, it wouldn't have been no problem. Yes, it was a woman, it wouldn't have been no problem, because it was a gentleman's club. That is what men go to a strip club to see, is women strip and twerk and do all that other stuff. They don't go to the strip, a gentleman's club, to see men in thongs twerking. So yes, it wouldn't have been the same thing, because that's what men go to the club to see. So, Santana, you were out of pocket and you were inappropriate. And it's not about you being gay. It's about you being inappropriate, which is what the security guard told you to begin with. So, with all that being said, Claudia Jordan, who was the host, brought up a good point about, where we are right now. We've advanced to a certain point with LGBTQIA that people can speak on it. People can talk to each other. People can share with each other without it being a problem. And at the end of the day, Tip did apologize if she made him feel some kind of way. He accepted her apology and they moved on. And at the end of the day, I think that's all Santana wanted, was a public apology. Like I told y'all before, I'm a firm believer in you apologize to me the same way you disrespected me. And if he felt like he was disrespected on social media and publicly, then he wanted a public apology. And for that, I can't be mad at him. Even though I don't agree with what he's saying, I can understand him feeling the way he feels and wanting the apology. So that was that. Boom, boom, boom. Now, last but not least, honey, we got to the whole Trina, Suki Hana, Nicki Natural, Hood Brat, and Twerking for Jesus. Uh, and what Trina basically said was, I was trying to do the tour for these three young ladies. She was like, I didn't know who no Nicki Natural was. She said, if it wasn't for the fact that Trick had vouched for you, you wouldn't even been on my stage. So the fact that you showed up and you was disrespectful and that, you know, you wasn't appreciative of the offer, of the opportunity you got, like I had a problem with that. She was like, I don't disrespect nobody on this show. She said, I don't get involved in other people's beef on this show, but you're not gonna disrespect me. And of course she was being Trina. You know, she was loud and she was talking real fast. I know how Trina get excited. She get to talking fast and her voice go up 20 octaves and all of that. And of course Nikki did what she did. She started being disrespectful back. Now, to Suki Honda, Hood Brat, and Twerking for Jesus credit, they didn't get off the couch. They didn't try to start another fight with her because, you know, they were yelling. They were saying stuff, but they didn't get physical. Trina was the one that stood up first. I don't know what it is about this girl that gets under Trina's skin, because Trina really lets this girl get to her. And Trick even said, he was like, you know, he was like, look, I was trying to turn, what did he say? I was trying to turn a hoe into a housewife. No, something he said. I was trying to, I don't know. He said I was trying to turn a hoe into something. He said, but I ain't in that business no more, you know. Basically, like, look, I was trying to hook her up, but I can't help her. And I mean, it got to the point where they had to pull that girl off stage, and Trina was really trying to get to her. Like, even like it ended with Trina really, because Trina was like, we leaving. So her, Joy, and Bobby got up. She was like, we're not gonna be disrespected. We out. Show's over for us. And as they're leaving, messy ass, because they done pulled Nicki Natural was in the back with Kendall, and Trina looking for her. Messy ass Bobby gonna say she in there, right there behind that door, right there. Kendall was like, don't let her in here. Don't let her in here. But he's interviewing Nicki Natural, and basically she's like, I ain't never come for nobody. I never disrespected nobody. And I'm thinking, bitch, you were disrespectful from the word go, and you disrespected everybody. You disrespected Joy, you disrespected Trick, you disrespected Trina, and of course the other three ladies. Like, you disrespected everybody. What is wrong with you? Honey, Trina went off on her. Trina talked about how she had all them kids by all them different men, and Trina gave it to her. And she said, don't get it twisted. She said, I'm still from whatever street that she from, which I guess is the hood, you know. She said, I've been in this game. She said, you are beneath me. She said, I've been in this game for 20 years, and you're not on my level. You are beneath me. I was trying to help you. I said, oh. She gonna call Trick. And what happened was, what made Trina go after her was that Trina heard her backstage doing her interview, and she gonna call Trick and Trina King Crabs of Miami. What'd she do that for? Trina was looking for her, honey. But that's how it ended. Trina looking for her. I don't know if Trina found her or not. But let me tell you something. Miss Hood Brat, I would just lay low. I'd just stay the fuck out of Trina way and lay low. I just would. Anyway, that's it, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.